For me, it was the first time to do ADR for an actor in a different language. And, you know, in the English or American spoken language, there are some melodies or some words or some kind of sounds we don't have in German. So we have to find an equivalent sound or melody to that still fits the movie. So that was a kind of tricky thing sometimes. It was a kind of a puzzle for us to get it right and to, first of all, to hit the contents of all this and to stay close on the original. And well, that was, yeah, it was, you never know sometimes if you really hit the mark or not, but we had a very good German ADR director and he helped us a lot. And yeah, and by the way, I have to say it's an honor for me to speak the German voice of Nicolas Cage. There was I heard there was a casting, a voice test from different actors. And they chose me.
Well,
yeah,
I would,
and it's a big honor.
well, I haven't seen his performance yet, but I am going to concur with him that I think he had the harder job. Because to have to like really analyze another actor in a different language and then try to match it, that's real puzzle piece making. I mean, that's rough. So thank you.
Yeah, but it's fun too, you know.
Yeah.
So.
My favorite part of the end of the film is when we get to go and actually score the movie, which we did a few weeks ago. And I learned something from Alan a long time ago. I was working on a scene, and I'd been working on it for actually a few months, and we'd written the scene over and over again. And it was just so awkward to get through the scene that we actually pulled it out of the film. And he was looking at a cut of the film, getting ready to score it, and he said, you know, I was looking for that moment where the character changed. I didn't see it. And we said, you know, we had to confess we actually cut around it because we didn't really know how to do it. We couldn't actually write the dialogue for it. And he said, put it on screen, and I'll do it. And so we did it. We did a little scene, and it's a moment where a character really, he changes from bad to good. And he did it. There's a moment where the character is sitting there, and the music shifts, and you know it happened. And I learned a huge lesson that day. And so any film I've ever worked on, I try to build into it as many moments without dialogue as with, because I think it makes a more balanced film. And I think it's just wonderful. I think music will get you through moments that you can't really write through.
Yeah, that is one of the things that I was enormously impressed by the Croods is sometimes the space, sometimes the silences between the dialogue are more meaningful than the dialogue. And it takes guts to make a film like that, and very, very rarely, if ever, do you see it in an animated movie. I thought that was really pretty original.
What we were so excited about was that this film is a relatable film for the entire family, and it shows really this world's first modern family, and that they go on this road trip to search for this new home. But along the way, what it really talks about, you strip away all the conveniences and all the modern society, and the only thing left to talk about is really what makes us us, and why are we together, and what's the point of living? And so it has this larger message that plays through, but amongst the whole time, it's still played with comedy and with all of the fun that the Stone Age brings that we attracted Chris and I from the very beginning.
I'll say something, which is we're incredibly, incredibly excited to be here. It's a beautiful city, and we were commenting on the fact that even though we've been working on this movie for years, tonight is the first time that we will see it completely finished in 3D with all the score in there. And tonight we'll see it with the biggest audience that we'll ever probably see it with. So we are very excited and really grateful to be here.
Kristine and I were both on this film for 5 years, although actual production was much shorter than that, just a couple of years. The whole process of managing a computer animated film is managing the complexity of the film, and yet at the same time allowing as much change in the process as it affects the story positively. So along the way we would discover a lot more about the characters or a lot more about the story or the environments, and we wanted to allow for that, but at the same time keep costs down. So it's a very long process.